what's up, guys? HG Josh here. I'm bringing just a small preview before I release. It's not going to be released for about maybe a few weeks, but a little bit of information. The Android device, even though you can become SU or super user and have a rooted device, not everyone is rooted. So I have to worry about protection and folder protection on the Android device. So the first method when I first release it, before I do extrusively, just a shitload of testing for the actual dropping the folders. But before I do that, I'm gonna do it differently. So the very first thing that's gonna happen is we're gonna have a project. I have to fix a few things like the icon, the project name. I have to remove the actual certain permissions that are on here. I have to, remove the FireMonkey boot up logo, and then FireMonkey is a Delphi cross-platform development type of language that I'm using to build the application. It's not Java because Java can be decompiled and with APK tool, even on your own device, it can be done. But so first off, we're going to be using this one here. So you're going to see in here, I'm going to give you a folder. Inside the folder is going to have a Paradox folder with the SPRXs, and it's going to have a bin. You're going to get the zip folder because on Android you're able to unzip something without having any form of permissions, just by going into any form of file manager without any form of root. You're able to unzip it, and you just unzip it to your actual SD card. Now, on the first release, there's going to be a settings tab on the bottom right corner. It's going to be in the opposite side of the label, where it's going to have the version of the actual SPRX, and that's going to be the same version of the application at the time. Um, right in there, you can go, if you don't have the same path that I'm setting it to, then all you have to do is go in there and go to the actual file path, find it by either going to something like, file manager like this one, coming down, going over to it, and then going down to permissions, checking the permissions. No, I mean, not permissions, I mean properties. Sorry, my bad. Going down to properties, and you can see the actual folder path itself. Now, this path right here is alright, but that's not the path I even use. I just use SD card slash, and then the folder name slash the other folder file names. So you'll get this folder here. Now, the only reason I have to worry about protection on the folders is because the fact that you could be prompted with an SU request, and not everyone has that. So I have to ensure that all users can use this. And the reason I'm actually making an Android version of this is to ensure that the people that don't have computers, that don't have the ability to use a computer, or even have the ability to pay for one or even get one, can actually do this as well. Because at first I just made it for computer base, while I was going through and building a side of project for it and getting it working. The problem I was having before I was going to tell everyone I was releasing this was being able to transfer the files over. And the reason that was is because the fact that I needed to load the actual file into a T file stream, and then take that T file stream and send it through the ND socket to the other connection. And I had to use it through passive mode and all sorts of different forms of features with TSL disabled. So we're going to get to this. So this is the logo, what it looks like here. That it's going to be removed, that logo there. Now, you can see a little bit of some horrible sizing here. I'll probably just, shorten the box here to kind of line everything up, and then line up the text box as well. But that's for right now, that's okay. This is just a preview. And if you see the label's not down on this side, that's because of how I use the actual shit here. So I'll fix that later in the line. And I'm thinking about, instead of just doing like a T image right here, to changing this T image into an also panel. So on the back of it, it actually has a gray logo instead of just being kind of bland up there, just sitting up there like that. So I'll try to fix that as well. And then I'll actually be adding a little bit more air handling. And if you see the blue logo underneath that, I'm going to try to get that fixed too. But I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do that without actually designing it my own component or own form of a text box in here. And if you know, there's no air handling right now, which is a very bad thing if I would release this, because if you put the wrong IP, it wouldn't connect. And it would give you a socket error, which is in the socket. So at the moment, the only thing I'm able to install at the moment is every form of a file. But the thing is I'd have to change each path for different files. So later down the line, I'll probably try to move things down, or maybe even down below here. I'll drag that down, this thing down. I'll drag it down here, allow you to have a combo box or some form of it up there to do the actual physical, you know, e-boots as well. Or maybe I'll just have it where you have to type the region in on an Android phone itself. I'm also probably gonna boot into a Mac OS and download it, a torrent client, and then re-download another form of Delphi, and open up the project and compile it for an iOS as well, and maybe even a Mac later down the line, because I think it should be a simple cross-platform software that people can also use. The only issue is I don't have an Apple license, so you'd have to be jailbroken to even use it, and that's one thing I do worry about. So we're just gonna hit click install. On the install button, it just uploads it immediately, and it says it down here, right in this little box down here. So everything that's actually been there, and if I run the game, it'll actually run, and will install it to the correct folder in the correct location. And any time that I've ever done anything, it always changes your directory. But the problem with that is the fact that I've already changed the directory once. So I think after I'm done with the install, I'm going to set the directory back to temp, just to ensure that you don't have any issues later in the line, and then some other features like that. Another thing was I also plan on putting a settings button here, so that you can go into settings. It'll open up another menu. You can go down there, and it'll have a custom text box, different forms of features, different things you can use to allow, you know, um, changing features. So if you didn't have that SD card location, you can modify that, change that. It'll have like a little about. It'll have links to get your license key, which I'll be adding a simple thing to write. But the thing is with that one is I have to write to a file, so I may just have you just copy and paste it into a text file, or have to get it from the actual site again, and copy it over or download it somehow onto your phone to do it that way, because there has to be a readable and writable directory to be able to do that. And some directories aren't readable and writable on any free phone. Even some phones even have projected SD cards, which don't allow it. So, and I have to worry about that issue too. I can't have it themed back to the same thing. I can't get this one themed like I want it to, because it just doesn't like background color. I'll probably maybe later in line build my own. I'm not sure. But for right now, this is all up and working right now. I just got to add a few functions, fix for different sizing, add a different, little different more features to it, and just then probably release maybe in the next few weeks to a month. Um, so hope you enjoy. Oh, another thing, I'll be uploading it to my Google Play. I'm a Google Play developer. I've been for a while, and I'll upload it there so that you guys can get it off Google Play with automatic updates. Whenever an update comes out, I'll just update the application, and I'll have a store file saved on my computer, so I'll just keep uploading it whenever I need it. Um, that's about it for right now. Other than that, I kind of wish I can get just this icon so I can use that icon, or maybe I'll just use the entire fucking logo there for the experience for the boot up thing. But I'm not sure right now. If you have any other comments, maybe if you have any requests you want me to add in here, um, just tell me later on the line, and I can definitely do it. If you think that these buttons shouldn't be up this here and maybe should be down here, I'll do that too. I can also just keep the buttons down here and kind of keep all the functionality up there, and then the log goes above everything. Like it'll be like, your key here, your, shit down here, and then the buttons will be here with the path and being above it. Well, tell me what you guys think, and I hope you enjoy. Thanks for viewing.